Citations of the Night supposed to be stable. My name is Sir Antalot, and welcome to Masking a Recap, episode 8 already. Wow. So yeah, for today's episode of Masking a Recap, I'd like for you guys to stick around to the very end of the episode because some things need to be said, especially with this upload schedule this month. So yeah, I'll wait for the end of the video to do that. But without further ado, let's get to the recap. Now, last night's episode, I'm recording this Thursday, hopefully I can get it up by Thursday, the previous episode of The Masked Singer, which was on last Wednesday, was pretty huge. Like, it was the Group B finals, and not only were we getting, we weren't getting a single elimination, we were getting a double elimination. Okay, so yeah. So basically we had, in the Group B, we were doing the Group B finals, which involved Crocodile, Seahorse, whatchamacallit, and Serpent. And only 2 are going to make it through to the Super 6. Which ones made it to the Super 6? Well, I'll show you in a minute. I'll show you in a few. But right now, let's get to last night's performances. So, but before we get to last night, before we get to the performances, there actually was a guest judge last night who was, her name is, I don't really know her that well, but her name is Cheryl Hines. I'm guessing she's a co-host or for I Can See Your Voice, which is Ken Jeong's show after The Masked Singer. But yeah, decided to point that out a little bit. Now, to kick off the night, we had Seahorse. Seahorse gave a rendition of Britney Spears' Hit Me Baby One More Time. Oh wait, almost forgot something. We also had another family member or close friend of the performer. Not only were they getting interviewed, but also there was a masked performer from the past, like 3 seasons, that had a relation to the Group B performers. We'll get to that later. But for Seahorse, we had our spiritual advisor. So basically a priest, or a church pastor. My bad. So, and basically, after the performance of Hit Me Baby One More Time by Britney Spears, which I give 5 out of 5 fencers. Get it? Spears, fencing. I'm sorry. The relationship she had with a past performer was the astronaut who was Hunter Hayes. And his game-changing clue was never been in a girl group, which doesn't help me, but it helps the judges. Because they guessed girls from like Fifth Harmony or something like that. Doesn't really help my case because I have Haley Steinfeld. Hopefully you guys can see that. I don't know if I'm going to change it or not. I really don't have another good guess for that, but the voice sounds eerily familiar now. Like, it's driving me up a wall. But nonetheless, moving on, we had our second performer of the night, Crocodile. And he had an interviewer who was also a close friend of his, as a family or a family or member or a friend of his. I really didn't get it, but he performed Bleeding Love by Leona Lewis. I mean, it was a pretty good performance, but not one of the greatest in my opinion. I don't know why, So I gave it a 4 out of 5 O positives. Get it? Bleeding, blood, O positive type. I'm trying here, okay? Anyway. And his relation to a past performer was the Bee, aka Gladys Knight, which is odd because I'm guessing Popcorn's Tina Turner, and she has a close relationship with Gladys Knight. In my theory, I guess, I don't know. But nonetheless, the Bee gave the clue was in a cult classic movie. I don't think Donnie Wahlberg was in a cult classic movie, so my guess is pretty far off, I think. Who knows? I really don't know what to change into, but who knows at this point. But anyway, the next performer of the night was whatchamacallit, and his close relationship was with his high school teacher, who had to have a giant whistle, like, you know that. I guess he was a gym teacher. I don't know. And whatchamacallit, being the rapper of the season, performed "Lean Back" by Terror Squad, and I would feature everything that... I know it features Fat Joe and some other guy, rapper. I forget his name. I'll put it right here. But nonetheless, his performance was honestly the best of he's ever had. Yes, better than I Wish and Moneymaker, but for the Lean Back, but it still wasn't the best performance of the night. So I gave whatchamacallit 4 out of 5 spinal cords, because lean back. Don't judge me, okay? Anyway, and his close relationship with a past performer was the Ice Cream. And for those who don't know, the Ice Cream from Season 2, what turned out to be Tyler Blevins, aka YouTuber Ninja. Not sure what that means, but but the game-changing clue was he won a championship. Did that mean gaming, basketball, football, etc.? Not very game-changing in my opinion, but oh well. But yeah. And then, to close off the night, we had Serpent. And his family member or friend to help him out was, getting clues, is college roommate who had a pizza box for a face. I honestly thought that was pretty clever. But anyway, sorry, I'm trying to read my notes. I have this little black here, or blackish grayish area here, and it's hard to read. The Serpent performed "Cool" by the Jonas Brothers. And honestly, it was pretty cool. And is that... Wait, did I just say it was pretty cool for a performance called "Cool" by Jonas Brothers? I didn't mean that pun. I didn't mean it like that, no pun intended. I actually didn't mean that. It was a pretty good performance, but hopefully I said good and not cool. I don't know. But anyway, so basically, I gave it. It was one of the better performances of the night. I gave it like a 5 out of 5 snakes. I couldn't think of anything clever by that time. It was 8:30 at night. Anyway, now, what did the Serpent have in common with another past Masked Singer contestant? In this case, it was Season 2 alumni, the Eagle, aka Dr. Drew Pinsky. And... the game-changing clue? Serpent had sang with one of the judges. When I saw that, I was like, wait, what? I was floored. Like, okay, so I didn't know what to think. I didn't think Leslie Odom Jr. had. I don't think Leslie Odom Jr. had to sing with the judges, but who knows? Also, Swizz Beatz, I'm way off there. I'm just not. But anyway, now for the hard part of the night. Which 2 of the 4 contestants will be unmasked? But before we got our first two reveals, we had to know who had the highest votes of the night. And that honor, fellow knights, went to Seahorse. Seahorse is, I had a feeling, would be guaranteed into the top 6 alongside Sun and Popcorn. I just had a feeling. I mean, her performance in the Group B playoffs of My Heart Will Go On. My heart, man. Let me tell you. But yeah. So Seahorse was guaranteed safe. But now we get to the hard part. Who had the lowest votes of the night between two performers? Serpent, Crocodile, or whatchamacallit? The first elimination of the night. Hate to say it, but first elimination of the night. Whatchamacallit? Sorry, you can't even see it. But before we get to the second unmasking, let me go over what the judges had to say. Let me go over what the judges had to say about who they thought whatchamacallit was. Disclaimer about the judges' decisions on their guesses. Neither one of them stuck with their first impression guess. So now I got it, and basically they changed it. So Robin Thicke, his final guess was Michael Strahan. Jenny McCarthy-Wahlberg was Devin Booker. Ken Jeong, Lonzo Ball. Nicole Scherzinger, Carmelo Anthony. And the guest judge Cheryl Hines, guessed J.B. Smoove. Interesting guesses. But one of those judges had a correct guess. Which judge was it? Well, the judge that got it right, freaking Ken. Whatchamacallit was Lonzo Ball. I'm shook. You guys see that? Hopefully you can. But yeah, whatchamacallit turned out to be Lonzo Ball, and Ken got it right. I guess anything can happen in Masked Singer Season 4. I mean, take that with a grain of salt, because I know he got 2 guesses prior in Season 2 and 3. Like the Thingamajig and Rhino. Wait a minute. Ken guessed the correct answer for Thingamajig. And the Thingamajig, he came up with the joke, you were such a whatchamacallit. And then he got the correct guess for whatchamacallit. There's a joke there. There's a pun. There's a Mandela effect somewhere in there. But anyway. But now we have to go to another hard decision. Who was the second unmasking? Crocodile or Serpent? And I hate to say this, but the second unmasking of the night was the Serpent. I can't believe the Serpent went home, honestly. Like, don't get me wrong, Crocodile's a great performer, but the Serpent gave it his all last night. But it ain't my decision. It's everyone else's. It's everyone else in the audience, judges panel, and not a home audience. But that just leaves one thing remaining. What were the judges' guesses for Serpent? Now, Robin guessed Donald Faison. I don't know who that is. Jenny guessed Tate Diggs. Ken, he guessed Divide Diggs. I probably butchered that pronunciation. David. I don't know. I'll put the name right here. So I'll put the name right here so you know how to pronounce it. Nicole guessed Dr. Elvis, I don't know who that is either, and Cheryl went alongside with Robin, Donald Faison. I have no idea who any of those celebrities are, but, yet again, one of the judges got the correct answer. And the identity of the serpent is Dr. Elvis Francois? I don't know. I don't know the pronunciation of that, but it was Dr. Elvis. Now, a lot of you probably don't know who Dr. Elvis is. For those, even I didn't know who he was personally. It's like Mickey Rourke all over again. But for those who are uninitiated, Dr. Elvis was basically for the season 3 of The Masked Singer. He basically had a viral video of The Masked Singer after the mask, where he performed "Imagine" with Nicole Scherzinger. And that's how Nicole knew who he was. I thought that was a pretty cool thing. I thought it was pretty cool. Like, he went from performing after the mask with one of the judges to performing in front of all the judges on The Masked Singer. I think that's pretty cool. And that reveal was so touching for Ken Jeong, he actually started crying. Never seen a grown man crying in tears before since, well, I don't know when. But anyway, so yeah, that is Masked Singer Recap, Episode 8. Now, before we close off the video, I almost forgot about this. You guys are probably wondering, I need to explain myself a little bit again. I know I've barely been uploading this month, and I know it's been this month's been a pretty stressful period for me because I've been like a lot of us out there. We've been preparing for the holidays, and for those who are new to my channel, for those who are longtime fans of my channel, you would know that I do something special for my viewers for the days leading up to and including Christmas Day, called the 12 Days of Autismus. I think I explained this in an earlier video, but yeah, I don't know if I did or not. But anyway, the 12 Days of Autismus, this year's been pretty stressful for everybody, including yours truly, but the 12 Days of Autismus, I was going to make a prank about it's getting cancelled, but I can't tease you guys that much. This year's been bad enough. But anyway, the 12 Days of Autismus aren't cancelled, it's extended. That's right. Instead of starting December 14th to the 25th, I am turning the 12 Days of Autismus to 25 Days of Autismus. Yeah. Sorry if you guys heard that. I don't know what's going on out there. But yeah, I am turning the 12 Days of Autismus into 25 days. I probably did that wrong. That's it. But yeah, I've been planning this series. I'm not even joking when I say this. I've been planning this since September. Considering how stressful and quarantine has been, I got a lot of stuff done. So yeah, I've been planning this since September, and I cannot wait for you guys to see it. I hope let me know how excited you are in the comments below if you're those who are longtime fans. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, drop a like you're dropping the bass. Wow, wow. And give the subscribe button the awesomicity smack. And I'll see you fellow knights in the next video. Dudes!